In this video, I'll show you how to disable the kick sensor in the Volvo XC40 Recharge. So this one is a 2024 model. I assume it's the same for other models and also the non-electric versions as well. It can be difficult to make the kick sensor work, and a lot of people have trouble with it going off at inopportune times when they're trying to do something else. And there doesn't seem to be a way to disable it in the software. You never know, there might be a software update sometime, but at the moment, as of May 2025, there's no way to disable it in software, so you've got to do it in hardware. So the kick sensors are underneath this shiny part here, not the matte black plastic part here. This is a reversing sensor here. The kick sensors are in underneath that. To do that, we've got to get 4 screws underneath here, and then the whole lot clips out. Under here are the screws. 2 Torx screws there, and 2 on the other side as well. You're going to need a Torx 25. You can see the cutout in mine because I've got the tow bar here. Yours might be different. So I've removed the screws. This is now just clipped in, so I need to pull this out. I'm going to do it only on the left side to start with. The connectors on the left, and we'll see if we can do it with just pulling out the left side. Otherwise, we'll take the whole thing off. So you can get your fingers under here, just under the bit of a lip here, and then really pull harder than you think. So we have a middle connector here and then a left and a right. Left one being yellow. You can see it goes into this here and then comes out and goes into another one down there. So you've got one here and then the white one up here. Again, I don't know how these work, but that's the arrangement of it here. So this sensor is just sort of here, so from here on basically, and then the other one's symmetrical on the other side. Don't know, I assume that the kick is, these 2 bars here mean that there's got sensitivity here and here, but it could even be in between them. They might interact somehow, I don't know what they are. But what we have to do to disable it is to cut the black wire in this center plug here. So I'll pull this out and we'll see what it looks like. So these plugs have a little clip in there, so you just push that down and then it comes out. To take this tape off and get it some wires. So once I've taken the tape off, this is a split conduit, which is very nice. That means that we can hide our join up in there. What I've been told is that if we cut this black wire, then this will disable the sensors altogether. So you could just cut that if you're absolutely sure you don't want to use it ever again. I'm going to put a switch in there so that I can always turn it on and off. So let's cut that wire and see if it works. Okay, so I'll plug that back in and we'll try the kick sensor. Well, I couldn't always get it to work anyway, but that looks pretty conclusive. Let's check just to make sure there's no error messages inside. No, I don't want to find a charging station, but let's put it into drive, see if anything happens. No, it's fine. It's telling me my seatbelt's off. But otherwise, there's no error messages there. Nothing over here. This looks good as advertised. So I'm connecting a wire to this, so I'll need to run it through from here. I'll just take some stuff out. This is the wire I'm going to put in. So I've got this switch to put in, so this will mean that I can turn the kick sensor on or off. This switch happens to fit in a slot there. So that's my current theory of where it's going to go, but it doesn't really matter where it goes in here. Okay, so there's the slot where I want the switch. Sits in there nicely, I think. And I might never get it out again. To run the wire from there, I'll go through this grommet here, which is where the toe loom goes through. And that'll go down to the kick sensor underneath. Good, that looks reasonably neat. I'll poke it into there. So just put some heat shrink on here. Keep it nice and insulated after we put it together. Good, so now I should be able to put those back into the split tubing. Oh, well, one can. The other one can just sit like that, that's fine. Plug it back in. Back inside, I've connected this end to the switch. I just used 2 spade terminals for this particular switch. So in theory, if we turn this on, it should now have a kick sensor. Let's try it out. There we go. Yes, it works. I've never been terribly good at making it work. Ah, there we go. And so if I open it and switch it off, yep, definitely not working now. So I can use the key and it works. I can use the switch and it works. It just doesn't work with the kick sensor. Does the boot switch work? Yes, it does. When you put this back on, make sure it's down like this. Don't get it sitting under there. It sometimes wants to sit under there. So putting this back on, you've got to line up the clips. And once they're lined up, pushing them in is the reverse of taking them out. Now I have found if that doesn't work with your hands, you can use a rubber mallet with something on it to make sure you don't do marks. And then put the screws back in. So back inside, I had the idea that I would be putting it in this hole here. The switch does fit in there, but it sort of slides out and falls inside the hole. So I might do what somebody online suggested and just put it with double-sided tape there. Means I don't have to drill anything. If you're doing this, make sure you get the good double-sided tape. It doesn't have to stand up to very much, but it needs to stick there. So that sits there okay. A different style switch might switch differently, might sit differently. There, I turn it on, and then close the cover, and the camera's on the cover. So just making sure it doesn't hit the switch. No, it's well above the switch. The switch is way under there. So that would be good. You don't know it's there, but you can access it easily. So there you go, I've disabled the kick sensor. Seems to work really well. I have noticed when you turn it on, it doesn't immediately go back on. It takes a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds or so. So if you turn it on and then try and use it straight away, it doesn't work. It does work a little while later. I assume the computer has to catch up with it or something like that. Okay, thank you for watching.